I used to think that the presentation was the only place to practice rising up and finding your stage presence under pressure. But, day-to-day crisis seems to work just as well. And I'll start with the point, and then I'm going to detail out how I got there. It's kind of a tough story, but crisis hits and it taxes your mind and it taxes your presence the same way the pressure of presenting does. And you can use the day-to-day crisis distracting pressure as a chance to practice rising up to stage presence. So what happened to me was pretty serious. So I was going to Mayo Clinic to face that question that everybody is afraid of. And as it happened, I was set up to get my blood work in the morning, and then late afternoon, I was going to get the results. And as it happened, I have a paid presentation in the middle of that time. It's a webinar, and I can do it from the hospital. And I just found a conference room. And so I go in and do the blood work, and then I set up my webinar. And the webinar is 90 minutes. It's just me. And webinars, you don't see the audience images. So it's me for 90 minutes with the PowerPoint that comes and goes. And the doctor calls me and says, "Come up right now." And I'm like, "Well, my appointment isn't till after this presentation." And they said, "Now, what am I going to do?" So I go up there, and what do I get? I get the bad news. So I get the news nobody wants to get when they're at the doctor. And suddenly it's 15 minutes before my presentation. And I go down to that room. I had no choice. It was a paid gig. And I can't even remember what the presentation is. I was looking up the presentation description. Obviously, I knew the presentation material, but I was looking up the title to remind myself what I was presenting about literally 4 minutes before it started. And there I was, taxed by all this crisis. And I thought, you know what? It's no different than any other pressure. You just step up because as a presenter, you're presenting for them. It's not about you. It's about them. It's about who you help. It's about rising up to the occasion and helping the people who are your audience. And it was interesting. I felt it snap in. This is about them. Yep, I'm going to have to deal with something, but not right now. And I did extremely well in that 90-minute presentation, after which I then had to go and sort of psychologically decompress. But this is the thing about crisis and life. Crisis is like Chuck Norris. You don't find Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris finds you. And crisis just finds you. Now, in hopefully much smaller ways than what I was dealing with in my story, things go wrong all the time. And crisis picks away at your brain. It gives you emotions that are negative. It stresses and taxes your presence. Every time you face something in life, if you want to choose to see it this way, it is a chance to practice stepping up and finding and bringing and radiating your stage presence.